Hey there, creators. This is Todd coming at you from my house. Apologies for the low production quality here. We're just making do with what we've got. Tom is out, and so I'm here to give you update on the evolving situation with the coronavirus. And we recently put out a blog post that will link in the description. If you haven't read that, please do. But I also wanted to give you a lot more color on what's going on inside YouTube as we try to deal with the big changes that are happening. So first, let me talk and let you know that we rely on a really big extended workforce to help keep the platform safe with content reviews, um, and getting creators access to different features. A lot of times we work with other companies that we contract through. There's really thousands of people on these teams all over the world, many of which are in places that have had major disruptions to normal life. I'm in California. We're at a stay-at-home situation. In Ireland, they've shut down the schools. In Philippines, there's no public transportation. So all over the world, people are affected by the COVID-19 situation. So what we've decided to do here is to protect all of our workers by supporting their need to work from home from wherever possible. Social distancing is really being recommended in lots of places where people that don't need to be together shouldn't be congregating. And so we're paying very close attention to these recommendations. And in many cases, we've had to send our content reviewers home. Now, where possible, we're trying to empower these folks to work from home, but there's a lot of challenges around that, including things like getting them access to all the systems in a secure way, making sure they have computers to work on. And so all of this is in process as we try to enable our extended workforce to be productive again. But we've taken a very big disruption to our content review process, and as part of that, we really need to have some changes to our operations so that we can keep the system safe. There's three different areas where this is impacting us. So one area is community guidelines and enforcing those. A second one is keeping our monetization policies enforced. That includes our criteria to get into YPP, as well as reviews of videos in the context of our ad-friendly guidelines, also includes appeals. And then the third is answering support questions. So whether it's Team YouTube or partner managers, those also affect our workforce. During normal times, a lot of our community guidelines are enforced with a combination of human and machines systems. Where we don't have humans available today, you should expect to see more automated actions that are coming from our systems. Now, things like takedowns of videos, the likelihood of those things happening, even from our systems, is still very low. But given the volume of videos that are being uploaded to YouTube, there are going to be some creators who will have community guidelines actions being taken on their videos without a human reviewing it. So what you should know here is that there's really a low probability that you are going to get auto action by a classifier. We have a video here that you can read in the description and learn more about how classifiers work and how we train them and tune them to be as accurate as possible. And we really want you to know that it's a low chance that you will be inadvertently hit by a machine saying that you violated a community guideline when you really didn't. But if you do, and your video does get removed, you should know that we're also putting in additional mitigations to not give you a strike. Unless this is a very high confidence egregious case where we're really confident that this is a violation, we are not going to be giving out strikes when community guidelines are being enforced by a classifier. If you do get notified that you have a community guidelines issue and you've checked your video against the policy and you're sure that it's actually just fine, we will be processing your appeals. Note that it will be happening at a slower rate because we have fewer people that are able to work during this time. All right, so unlike community guidelines, with monetization, we've always been using the machines to make the first round of decision on green icon versus yellow icon. So we're not increasing our reliance on machines here, and so we expect the amount of appeals that we're getting to continue to be relatively small. However, because we are having to shift people to work from home and they may be less productive because they're having to deal with childcare situations and things like that, what we are doing is shifting even more raters into these appeals queues so that we can do our best to keep the appeals turnaround time as as short as it can be and keep it stable even during this special time. So this could change. We don't know how the situation will develop, but the bottom line is you shouldn't see any changes in monetization, rates of yellow icons, or turnaround times in appeals. So another area that is impacted by the COVID situation is our support team. Now, this is when you're reaching out to Team YouTube or chatting or email support. Similar to monetization, we're going to be prioritizing the most impactful concerns that people are raising. So this means that if you're writing into us or tweeting at us about something that is not as impactful or high priority, you may see longer wait times, and we're going to just focus our capacity on the issues that have the biggest impact as much as possible. So we've gotten a lot of questions from creators about what's going on. The first one that we hear is, well, why can't people just work from home? You guys are working on computers. What's the deal? Well, many of our reviewers, as I mentioned before, are working through outside companies that are working on site where they're reviewing these videos and sensitive material in on-site locations. Now, as those sites have actually been shut down to protect the workers don't necessarily have all the equipment at home. And so what we've been doing over the past week or two as these sites have been shutting down is shipping thousands of laptops out into the field across the world. These are many locations around the world. We're sending out thousands of laptops. We're trying to get people up to speed at home where it's possible for them to work and make sense given their family situation. And so we're on the case. We're getting people the equipment they need, and we'll be ramping up that capacity as soon as we can. But keep in mind that there are going to be some types of policies where people won't be able to work on them from home due to the sensitive nature of the content. But where they can, we'll be ramping them up as fast as possible. We're going to continue to keep you updated as the situation evolves. We'll be linking to more resources below in the description that you can check out for the latest information. And I just want to end on a note here. I feel very fortunate that I can continue to do my work here from home. I know that there's a lot of people that are really being impacted around the world, having to isolate themselves and take care of others who are sick, and that there's people dying all around the world. And so I'm keeping that perspective in mind and encourage everyone to do the same during these very serious, unprecedented times. I want to thank all the creators that are participating in this. And just know that those of us working here at YouTube are really committed to doing everything we can to keeping this platform open and running as smoothly as possible. We really appreciate the patience you have as we adapt through these changes. Thanks for everything.